Hey, John here again. So, it's a motorcycle transport rack for a small bike. Like that's a little 250. Uh, it worked great for years. It still does. But there's some modifications I did when I first got it. I think in 2012 to help out with the loading procedure. There's a ramp there. I'll have to take it up closer. But the ramp comes off and you stick it on. Well, either side, but stick it on this side. You drive the bike up on there, and originally. It's kind of problematic because trying to do that solo, they're strapped. I'll take it closer to show you, but they're strapped on that you strap your bike down. But once you get it up there, if you're solo, you kind of have to hold it there in place and kind of have to try to strap it, down at the same time. It was a little problematic, and you don't want to rest it on your tailgate or anything like that, or let it fall off. So I came up with a plan years ago. I think it was 2012. I bought that rack. And I had a little stirrup on here, it was welded to it. That way it allowed me to drive up on, and it would plug in there, so I could just, leave it be and strap it down and walk around. And it worked good for years, still did, but as I get older, because it was welded on, the stirrup was at a 45, you couldn't drive it off, obviously. And this bike, doesn't have reverse. So obviously the bike doesn't have reverse. You'd have to manually, back it back off, it was no problem, but it's starting to get a little bit cumbersome and a chore now. As I said, I'm getting a little older, so I want it easier. So I'm going to modify it again. I chopped that stirrup off, and I'm going to modify it again, but this time a little better for a couple things I'm going to do. This time I'm going to do stirrups, front and back. I'm going to have two swingable, like on a swing arm deal, so unloaded you swing them under and it'll be like a kickstand, so when you drive up it can't tweak, and then when you get it up there, and I guess I'll show you as I go, but I did modify this up there so the front tire does plug in. I'll show you in a sec, but on, and then I added I cut some things out. This is where the front wheel plugs into. And like I said, there used to be a stirrup on there, so it kind of dips down in there. And I know I put this piece in there, this square tubing, so I moved it to where the tire would lock in. Same thing with these. Yeah, I think I cut all the stock ones out and put these bigger ones in, because this is the size of my rear tire, where it would be like a saddle, sink in a little bit. And this is the ramp I was talking about. And I also modified this ramp with these little cleats, because this diamond plate it doesn't do the trick. It just burns out. It doesn't even have to be wet. It won't make it up there, and didn't used to. So putting these metal cleats in, which is just square tubing I cut in half, and I never had a problem since. If I put this ramp here, trying to do this solo, pull it up there, I couldn't walk away from the bike. I'm not going to rest it against the vehicle, and you don't want it to fall. So you got to have at least two people to do this chore, or some other ways and means. And this is what I'm talking about. This is a modification that you can do, so then you can do this solo. Okay, so that was part of my original modification, this kickstand here, and I'll show you in a sec. But so that piece was already done, and I'm going to use that as a guide as far as the height I need. The width for the tire is going to be different. Back tire's fatter, so I'm going to have to do something else. But my plan is making another one of these and have it, this way, but not at first. Just coming up on a stand. I think I want to have, the swing arm come up and have it, kickstand for driving off, but also I want to be able to lock it in place, so when I do drive up there, it'll plug into this hole just like it did originally, and then I can walk away and do my strap thing. So basically using this 1.5 inch square tubing, and I get a lot of this stuff in scrap, but I had to go to Tractor Supply and buy this piece, this flat stock, just because I didn't have any left, and I needed a little bit of a thickness to it. I have some flat stock, but I don't think it was going to work out. It was just too thin. So this is about what I'm going to do. See, I'm just going to, I'll weld this up, but these are going to be long. I'll have to cut these later, because once it's welded up to the correct tire width, then I can take it over there and mock it up where it's going to be, you know, on the, because I got to leave a gap here. It's still hot. I got to leave a gap here because when it swings, you need to clear the rack. Let's say this is the rack. When this swings down, you get what I'm saying. It just needs to clear that rack. So I'm just going to leave these long for now, and then I'm just basically going to tack everything together and leave these long before I weld everything up, just because you know, you learn from experience. I'm going to make a mistake or two, so it's easier to get a grind a tack off than, you know, trying to get this weld apart. So making progress. I got this top piece welded on, and now I'm going to weld this. Like I said, I'm going to weld these on there long. I'm going to do the bottom one here first, and then I could take it over to the machine, and then, you know, and I could see where I can chop it off. But so far so good, so let's keep going. Alright, so I got it's a little long on the bottom there, like I said, on purpose, because I have to, basically that's where it's going to sit, and I want to make this, you know, stirrup stationary when the bike's not on there, so I could pull up in there, plug right in, and I can walk away from everything, and then, you know, kick the kickstand up or strap it down or whatever. But, you know, that front piece will hold it temporarily, and then I can work on stuff, as opposed to doing a balancing act. But I need to clip that piece off, but I also want to extend it this way, because I'm going to, you know, have some sort of clevis pin, or, you know, some kind of pin to hold it in place, and then when it's time to, you know, flip this down and drive off, I could pull the clevis pin or the cotter, you know, I'll figure something here, and then it'll flip down, and that way you can ride off, and it'll also act as a kickstand. So for right now, let me take a look closer. This is what I got. It's just kind of sitting in there, and it's, you know, a little bit of a gap, but it's enough to hold it until you strap it down. And it ain't welded up yet, it's just tack in case I make a mistake. But, and these bolts are obviously going to go the other way. I just got them sitting in there for now, so I can take this up and down. I don't think it's holding the back one. The back one should be holding. Yes, it should be. Let me take this out. I think it flips down. Yeah, the back one's holding. So you know, this will flip down. And this is what I was saying here. I had to make room. You got to leave enough room so when it does go down, I have to grind a little bit of this off because it's stuck there. But so it clears it, you know, as it swings down. You'll see. But that's where I'm at right now. I gotta mock this piece up for the. You know, I'm thinking about putting a clevis pin in here. The lights were here. I might have to move them down or over. But this hole, I think I drilled it for the lights or something. Or I can't remember what I did there, but there is a lot of holes there. I think originally they had just bolts, like, you know, 6-inch bolts going across. And then you can adjust, ah, damn mosquitoes. You could send a bolt, you know, depending on where your tire or rim sat, to hold it as a cradle. I think that's the way it was. But anyway, see, I'm just going to cut a piece here. Actually, if I cut this off, I could probably flip it and use the same piece. And then that's where the pin will go in and hold it. You'll see. Let me work on that. Get rid of these goddamn mosquitoes. So it's coming along. So basically, the stirrup is welded. These bolts aren't in. You know, they're going to come from the other side out, and then I'll have to clip them where they were. Just a mock-up. What? This is the clevis pin I was talking about. So now this will be stationary, and you can pin it over here. I might have to clip a little of that off, a third hole or something, because I don't want to hit when the thing pulls up. I don't want it to hit. And again, this bolt is not going to be there. It's going to be flipped around the other way. So I'll have to clip that off a little bit, just so we get enough to, you know, lock her in place. And now, with the spike not on there, this is the way that thing would be. And boom, you ride right up, sinks right in. Yeah? Hopefully. I don't know if it's going to yet. I haven't tried it. But if I have to make some adjustments, I will. In other words, if this wheel doesn't come down where I need it to, I might have to notch this out a little bit, you know, just do a little half moon so it'll fall in there. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to tackle that when I get there. Alright, I think I'm done here. So I'm not going to put caps on the end there. I was going to cap it off, but I don't claim to be the world's best welder, so there might be some pinholes and I don't want water trapped in there. So what I'm going to do is I notched that out up there. So I don't know if I had to notch that out, but just in case, it's not going to make a difference. So, you know, just so those knobs don't catch on the edge there. But so that's where I'm at. I'll probably just I don't know, sand this up, throw some paint on there. I probably should do a test run to see if it works first. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. Alright, so it's done. Well, I'm a little impatient. I'm not even going to let the paint dry. So what I've got here is this clevis pin, right? Oh, that one's tight. Man, I gotta spread that out a little bit. So there you have it, right? A couple stainless bolts in there. Little strap action. See, now this is when you take it off. Again, I don't really want to put it on the ground yet. I guess it will. So it's just going to fold down, put on the ground when you drive it off. Actually, let me demonstrate. So this is the old stirrup here. Might be a little high ground. I might have to pull it in a little bit. There's a little bit of high ground here. I mean, you can raise it up probably. Nah, there's a hump there. Let me pull it up a little bit, and I'll demonstrate this. Let me set a tripod up. So, anyways, pulling this up. I go back up. Put the old clevis. Alright, I'm not going to put the pin in just because I'll take it back out. So this stops it. So I plan on coming right up here, plugging right in there, right? Boop. Oh, and I cut that out, or notched it out. I don't know. I didn't do a test run, so I don't know if it would have been alright to begin with, but it is what it is. Just tie a little strap on there. Because when this is down, pulling it up, well, you'll see. Let me set things up. So the plan is taking this ramp. I got to pull up a little bit, boy. Driving right up in there, plugging that in, walk away, kick this out, back up. You'll see. Let me set it. Alright, so one modified motorcycle rack, transporter, whatever you want to call it, for a solo act. You don't need two people now. So the first thing you got to do is put your kickstand down. Yeah? And put your ramp on. And get your motorcycle. That'll allow you to step away without the thing falling over, yeah? Now you can hold this, grab your strap, kick this thing out, hold it up, right? Tie these straps up, but I'm not going to do it right now. So, let me take you a little closer. I'll take you a little closer. So it's that easy, solo act, right? Now, again, you have to put ratchet straps on. you know, to this point here, suck it down. Suck, you know, this will get sucked down. You can, I guess, go down the road like this. I would not recommend it. Probably fall right off. Get your ratchets on there, suck it down. And then, well, actually, I'll show you something else. I built something 7 years ago. It's a little boot that goes on the back, and I haven't used it in years, but let me go get it and put that on, because that's what I did originally. This was a permanent deal, was welded on. Now, of course, it's a swing arm because I want to be able to drive off of it, and I'll show you that. But let me get that boot just to show you what I did years back. So this is the rear boot I built a long time ago, and you put it on the back with this bolt. It works pretty good, but I found that yeah, I didn't need to use it. It's just really overkill, just because you know, you don't need it. So I would put it here. And then, of course, can't have this on you. You would send this through either way. Either way. I'll get on the other side. It's got one of these. Just drilled a little hole in the end there, yeah, and put a little cotter key through. And it worked. It worked good, but again, it's not in the hole. Then you just cotter key it, right? And again, it's one of those things where it's overkill, but if you're going long distance, whoop, I don't know if you're going long distance and there's a bumpy road, this definitely holds everything in place, but you're still going to need your straps. There's no way I would go down the road with just this alone. So I'm not gonna use that rear boot. I found like it's just another you don't need it, but it's there. I did build it a long time ago, so I still have it, but I'm not going to use it in this case. I would just strap it down. So let me get that off of there and I'll show you the exit part. And again, before, this was permanent. It was welded. There was an angle here. You could not drive off of this. You would have to manually yank it off the back and then hopefully hit your ramp. You know, it was really problematic, but you know, 7 years ago I didn't have a problem with it, but like I said, getting older, had to do something else. This is the answer here. Hold on a second, let me set up again. So it looks like it's going to rain here any second, so let's assume that the straps are on there and you took them off, and this is how easy it is getting it off. Again, if you're solo, you know, it was problematic. Yet if these stirrups weren't there and you let go of your straps, there has to be someone here to hold the bike. I mean, it's just too problematic. Probably gonna hit the tree. So, whoop, dumbass. I can put my stirrup down. So this one, I take your pin out. Another kickstand, right? We're going off. It'll stop it from flexing. Perfect. Now I could probably just drive right off of this, you know, because if I let this down, the bike's just going to fall over, which is problematic. So I'm just going to leave that there. How easy is that? Easy peasy. Before, I'm telling you, it was a chore getting this thing off of there. It was really, you know, I don't know. Basically you had to have two people. So anyways, that's my project for today. Took me about 3 hours to make. I had most of it in scrap. I did have to buy some hardware, the stainless bolts and stuff. So I probably got maybe 25 bucks into it. The rest of it's just scrap, welded up scrap, and that's it. So anyways, maybe that'll give some people some ideas on their little motorcycle rack or bike rack or whatever you got. This does definitely makes a solo act out of it. You don't have to worry about like I said, getting somebody to help you, or the thing falling over, or falling back into your truck, or falling this way. Doesn't, so anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. Later. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, bought these little lights. I had some before, like I said, when I was messing around with this, one of them cracked. So I'm gonna put these lights back on, left and right, just because, like I said, this right side, the rear, it kind of blocks your stock get up there. So having these just be a little helpful. You don't need them, I don't think, but I have it wired anyways, so I'm going to put them back on. So now that's all I got. I'll see you later.